Okay. What's up, people? Orseofkorse here, coming at you with another Paragon deck build. Today, we're going to be looking at Howitzer. I used to not really play this character, but I finally started getting into him, and he's pretty good. You know, he's obviously a caster, but he plays the support role pretty well also. You know, he can keep the enemy team off you. He can escape easy, push a lane, defend a lane. Just a very good, versatile character. So I'm really enjoying him. So let's go ahead and jump into it here. He's Intelligence and Fury. And we're going to start with the Archmagus. I didn't go heavy damage in this build, so I thought I would go ahead and give him a little extra damage with the Archmagus once you get that Prime buff, which is always nice. We went with the Cast Token, Chronotonic, Health Potion, Mana Potion, Scout's Ward, and the Consumables. Now, how I would normally build, I would either go Chronotonic, Health Potion first, definitely a Mana Potion, and then a Scout's Ward. Depending on, yeah, I would go with the Scout Wards, period. I was going to say, if you're going to play really defensively, you can go with 2 mana potions and like one of the health potions. But usually, that's how I will build. Chronotonic, Health Potion, Scout's Ward, Mana Potion. So I had a couple of mana potions, so I put 3 in there. So if you want to build, you know, to make it so you can stay out in the field longer without mana issues, you can put more than 1 in. But as we get into the equipment, you can see I put a card called Mind Flow in my deck, which gives you 75 mana, and while over 50% mana, you gain 12.5 cooldown reduction. Now, I equipped this card with 3 manas, giving me 450 plus the 75, put me at 525. So now that pretty much takes care of my mana for the game. Now, sometimes I discard this because it's not necessary all the time later game, and I'll go ahead and go with pure damage with my Staff of Adamant, or damage and health. We'll get into that. This is an optional card. You can keep it for a while and let it go, or you can keep it to the end depending on how you want to play. Now my next card is Pendulum of Lords. That's 75 mana, 100 health, 2.5 cooldown reduction, and then another 2.5 cooldown reduction once you max it out, give me a total of 5. Then I equip that with 3 health, giving me 700 health total once this card is maxed out. So nice little card, makes me a little, not necessarily tanky, but it makes me, well, I guess health is tanky. You know, I like to make Howitzer hard to kill, you know, because he has a lot of escape, a lot of slippability. I don't know what the word is, but he can get away fairly well. So I like to make it hard to kill. You know, he kind of reminds me of Iggy. It's really hard to get a Howitzer unless he just overextends. So 6.5 energy damage for the Sage Ward, 100 health, and most importantly, you get the Shadow Wards, which is why I put Shadow Wards in my deck, period. Shadow Wards, you want that vision. And once you max it out, you get another 6.5 energy damage. I equipped this with 2 casts and another health, giving me a total of 300 health. So with those 2 cards right there, I have 1,000 extra health, which is nice. And then getting a pretty good energy damage going. Now, the Staff of Adamant, I have 2 in here, and you can use these or you can replace them with something else. I like them because they give health and energy damage, which is good, especially for Howitzer. He doesn't really need speed or haste or anything like that, so, or lifesteal, anything crazy. So health, attack power, mana, you want to go with the basics. So Staff of Adamant, 6.5 energy damage, 100 health, and then 13 energy damage once you max it out. Put this with 2 casts and a health, give me another 300 health there. So our Howitzer is pretty fat on the health right now. Here's another Staff of Adamant. This one you do not have to put in your deck. You can. This is the one that if I discard Mind Flow, I go with the second Staff of Adamant, and it's built exactly the same as the last one. Now here are the cards that I love to put in the deck. The Etherweave Mesh. Now this is a 12-point card, and it gives you 22 energy armor, 2.5 cooldown reduction, and once you max it out, it gives you another 7.5, giving you 10 cooldown reduction, 10%. And I equip that with 2 greater barriers and then a barrier. So that gives me a very good energy armor. And if you think that's overdoing it, you might want to go with the Chronos, but I think I'm pretty good on my cooldown reduction on this deck, especially if I keep Mind Flow. But even if not, 20% cooldown reduction isn't bad. Now, Quantum Casing, I like this one as well. This one is probably more important, I think, because physical champions are probably going to be more of an issue for Howitzer, especially if you overextend or get caught out. So 22 physical armor, 2.5 cooldown reduction, and then 7.5 cooldown reduction once you max it out. And I did that one with a guard and 2 greater guards, giving me a great physical defense. So that is my deck build for Howitzer so far. Let's go ahead and take a look at his moveset. Alright people, so let's go ahead and take a look at his moveset here. So Howitzer starts out with a range attack called the Cannon. Range attack dealing 35 energy damage and 10% splash damage to nearby enemies. That's all good. So basic attack, it levels as he levels, of course, so you don't have to worry. As you go, as you get stronger, it gets stronger, and it does a nice little splash damage, so that's always awesome. So the slow grenade, this is why I like Howitzer. He has a lot of moves like this: slow grenade, the missile with the long range. Let's look at it. So Howitzer fires 3 proximity bombs in an arc that explode for 50 energy damage and apply a 100 movement speed slow for 3 seconds. So I like this. So if you're trying to get out of a team fight, you see your like your teammate trying to get away from somebody, you throw those bombs down, boom, and, you know, slow them down for him, help him get away. So I like this. I like this slow grenade. The R2000 missile, Howitzer fires a long-range rocket that deals 85 energy damage in the area. I like this move. It's not as good as Sparrow Snipe, but it has a fairly long range, and it does the splash damage, so you can hit, you know, like a whole group of people. But I like that. It's good for catching people when they're trying to get away. Good for clearing lanes, and it boosts you like into the air. And I don't know if that's beneficial or not. I don't know if that can keep you from like getting hit by like Bellica's knock up or something like that. I need to practice on that, but it's something to keep in mind. It does put you in the air for a second, which is kind of cool. So landmine, so place a mine that will explode after 5 seconds, knocking any enemy and Howitzer back and dealing 50 energy damage. Ability can be reactivated to detonate earlier. So this move right here, I use this to knock people into the tower all the time. Depending on how you place it, it will knock people either forward or backwards. It also knocks you back if you're close by, so make sure you don't knock yourself into people, you know. But in any case, the important part of this is you can activate this as soon as you drop it technically. Like say you need to get somebody off you quickly. Drop it down, then hit the button again. So hit O right after you drop it down or whatever it is on PC, and it'll detonate immediately. That's a good way to keep people off you. And then Make It Rain, his ultimate. So Howitzer rockets into the air and fires down a volley of missiles in the targeted area, causing 450 energy damage over 4.2 seconds. The last missile deals 50% of the total damage. Howitzer can trigger a short directional boost before coming down by holding the movement input in the direction he'd like to boost. So now this move is awesome for a couple of reasons. He can engage on the target, he can escape. Let's say you got 3 people pushing on you, you're out in the middle for some reason, you overextend it, hit your ult, you're in the air, you boost back, go back to the safety of your tower. If you know your team's in a team fight, you throw this down, boom, 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 boom. This is awesome to pair up with like Decker's little field, whatever you call that, her gate, you know, where she locks people in there. You throw that down on top of it, boom, they're taking all that damage. So very good move, good for engaging, good for disengaging, and it does a fair amount of damage if you can keep them in it. So if you can pair it up with your team well, it's a very strong, powerful move. Now, I prioritize Make It Rain when I'm playing Howitzer, of course, it's his ultimate. Secondly, I usually go with the R2000 missile first, because I usually play a little more passively. And then I go with the landmine, then I go with the slow grenade. Now, if you want to get out there a little bit more, like push lanes early, I would go with the landmine, because if somebody does try to gank you, you can get off, or you can get them off you, bounce yourself back, bounce them back. So it depends on how you want to play. I play a little more passively, so I go with the R2000 missile, poke at them from a range, you know. But yeah, it depends on how you want to play. In any case, people, that's all I got for the Howitzer build. Hopefully you like it. Let me know in the comments what you think. Also, let me know if you play Howitzer and how you build him, because I'm curious. Like, well, how do you build your Howitzer? Is he a good character to you? Because I know back in the day, well, Paragon hasn't been out that long, but, you know, a couple of months ago, you know, Howitzer was like, you had a Howitzer on your team, you were going to lose, right? Now, Kalari has taken that spot, though, for the most part. But, you know, let me know your thoughts. If you liked the video, make sure to drop a like, sub if you want to see more content, and share the video out if you think somebody else will enjoy it. Anyway, people, this is Orseofkorse. I appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good one.